Hello, Salaya here, and welcome to the next episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, where we develop our Democratic People's Republic. And in this episode, we're going to continue developing electricity grid. So, all of these transformers have high voltage power in them, and we are going to now distribute that low voltage from the transformer to the substations in the city and around. So with that, we're going to finish our, let's say, power reform, which is kind of great. I didn't know it's going to be not so difficult. I was thinking about connecting these railroad electric connections from two different power transformers. Why? Because they sometimes can easily require more than 2.2 megawatts of power, as this medium wire can transfer 2.2 megawatts, because these trains have engines of 3, 4, 5 megawatts, so they can easily draw 4 or 5 megawatts. So connecting them from two sides, even 3 sides or 4 sides, isn't a bad idea. The good thing is, this thing here has 14 megawatts of power. This is what I wanted to achieve. So from here I can make 2 different connections with medium wires with this, so 4 megawatts will be going there instead of only 2. And if you bring it from switch, it's again 2, because that switch is connected by a medium wire. So what I increased here is the capacity of these transformers to deliver power. That's also a good idea. For now, let's connect it from one source, or from 2. Let's connect industries first. So that's kind of, I think, just the easier thing to do. So let's immediately, you can see we can connect that thing over there. So let's do that. Of course, by the 2.2 megawatt power line. We don't want to use anything smaller than that. Smaller than that can be used in the villages and sometimes in some more remote parts of the cities. But for industry, no. We have factories, and so that's going to require lots of power. So we want to deliver as much as we can. So 2.2 megawatts for this substation is some kind of maximum we can give for now. And the good thing is, as you have this selected medium voltage wires, the connections are going to be shown to you. So we have one here. They're going to be easy to spot. That's the thing. But the thing I'm looking at right now is I can't believe that all of this industrial area was connected only from one substation. Strange. I just hope well, there is one more here. Let's connect it. Let's connect it directly over there. There it is. And then we should connect these guys. Yeah, we should connect this one here for that in that power line over there. So let's do that. Let's bring it here along the pipe. There, maybe, or even there, and like turn it around from here, from the mountain side, because we're probably not going to build anything else in the mountain. So kind of power line goes from there, because nothing's going to disturb it later. That's my kind of a theory. Here everything should have power already, and it does. Because I actually didn't touch this part. I didn't want to reform anything here, because there was basically nothing to reform. I mean, here we have only gas pumps connected with few substations for a one transformer. So basically we have transformer from here, and from the transformer it's connected as it already is in the city, as it already is reformed to as in the city. So we do have few switches. But never mind, as these substations don't really draw awful lots of power, so for now I think it's okay. Look at this switch, for example. The switch draws less than 1 megawatt. Not a big deal to reform anything now at this point. This one draws 1, so it's kind of only half loaded. That's why I didn't want to mess with that, to break all these things around, because they already work well. There is no any problem with let's say, power delivery. And the problem with power delivery exactly was the motivation for reforming everything, because as you could have seen, every night some part of the town has power outage, and you never know where they're from. So what is overloaded now? Which switch is overloaded? Which kind of wires are overloaded? So this system is going to make that easier, because this here guy have 14 megawatts to spread around anywhere he wants. So even if there is some kind of overloading on wires, that's probably going to be some short part of medium wires, which probably will be easily fixed by delivering another one from the substation, from the transformer. So that's much better system I've built now. I should have built that in the first place, but honestly I couldn't imagine the scale of the whole city I'm going to build well, so I didn't know that the first delivery system and grid was not really the best one. As you see, I'm learning lots of things about the game. I haven't played it a lot before. I played it, let's say, for a few hours, a few tens of hours, but honestly not so detailed as I'm playing it now. Maybe this is the most detailed gameplay I ever have. This most detailed, let's say, game. So enough talking. Let's see what else do we need to connect. So here, as you see, fortunately we don't have anything else special to connect, which is something really nice. However, we could share some of the power from here with these substations. Here we have 3 of these train, let's say, power lines. So sharing a little bit of power over there is probably going to be a good idea, as we're not going to use these three connectors for anything anyway. Maybe for this one here. Let's bring a connection down there. Okay, slowly. Let's bring a connection from here. So if that substation down there overloads, I can know where it can get overloaded. Only in this section of medium wires. It's not going to get overloaded on a big transformer. But who knows, later at the game, if we will increase the scale of the city and everything, maybe transformers can get overloaded as well. They probably can, after all. So if we build everything up so much, probably we will get more problems with overloading stuff. Okay, so let's deliver these two to these train power connections. We can deliver 2 from here and 2 from over there, and one is going to be delivered from here and one from here. It's better to deliver one from here for down there. Later we also have to build up our chemicals factory, bring more oil to the refinery and to the chemicals factory. So we do have lots of more things to do. Really, man? Ah, come on. Oh, it can work. Good. And let's bring this one down there, and we have nothing free here. Maybe I should have left something free here. I should have freed something up. Okay, let me bring it down here to you. And as you see, everything here is connected. We don't have any free connection. So next time it's either going to have to be switch or another transformer. One of these two. And I'm not really into using switches anymore so much, because we created the problem we had with power outages by using lots of switches on a single medium wire, single set of medium wires. That's the issue we actually created by lots of switches. It's easier to just, let's say, circumvent power with a switch, but it creates more problems later as grid gets bigger and bigger and gets more and more users. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. I'm going to connect this piece of the grid from 2 sides, from 2 different transformers. So they kind of must have power at basically at any given time, because it's a smaller chance that both of these transformers won't have power for the train or whatever. That's the thing. Where did I bring power? Here? Nowhere. We just have like a electricity pole, whatever it's called. I don't know actually what's the name for it. So let's deliver power to this one from here, like this. There we go. Okay. No any more substations here. Amazing. So we sorted it out only with one substation. I didn't know that. We might want to deliver these guys even more juice. They probably won't need it. Never mind. If we have some spare connections, let's leave them. They're probably going to be needed for something anyway. They are. Look, we have here a substation, so we need to bring power to it. We are going to do that right now. Using this transformer we already been using. So there it goes. Actually, maybe it's a good idea to use the other one and to leave this one free on this side, because it's easier to use that one later for something on that side, and we still have unconnected things on that side, on the right side of transformer. Sorry, that is English is not my native language. I think I speak it decently well, but still many things I don't know, as you can hear probably. Of course, my accent, the way I speak, probably I can never speak like a native. Or at least I have to be living in native speaking environment for a long time to be able to speak like native. But the functionality of it is just enough. If it works well, if I'm understood well, then it's good enough for me. If I'm understood well and clear, so without problems. We're going to have to make lots of connections on lots of different sides. Okay, well, I don't see any more substations that can be connected here. I'm looking carefully, but I see no yellow triangles. So this one connection that we have left, let's leave it free. Probably we're going to need it for something at some point. Very likely we are going to need it for something later. But I'm just looking. Okay, so there is some kind of another substation that things are connected here too. I guess so. Alright, so let's use this transformer. Let's use it for trains. So these here have two connections each. They do. And this one have one connection. Let's give it another one from this one here. Transformer. Okay. So I want this electric railroad power connections to have a connection, let's say, from two different transformers, which will secure stronger and better supply of power. Actually, let's just leave it like this. It. So one train power connection connected from two sides, another one connected from two different sides to different transformers, and this one from two different transformers. That's pretty great. We have one more over here, right? We're going to connect it from this industrial connection, and I don't know where else from. We'll see. Never mind. If it's really, maybe from here. That's a good idea. So let's deliver more power where it's needed. Power should be returning but I don't want to unpause the game because, uh, you know, if game plays, let's say for a long time without power, probably more and more problems we're going to have with traffic, with people's happiness and so. So let's keep it paused until we solve as much power issues as we can. We can bring you around here like this. How about that? That's not a very good idea. Really? Are you sure it can work like that? Let's see. Do you have power? Yes, you do. Do you have power? Okay, if it works for you, it works for me too. Okay, things are returning to normal. Should I collect this direct output here? I don't know. Maybe, since electric station power plant is so near, why not? That's going to secure power if, let's say, this wire doesn't work somewhere. It's, let's say, interrupted somewhere. So let's make one connection, two connections. Oh no, we're just going to, like, take slots for nothing. We're going to do that if we have any connections left. So let's say like that. And let's bring, we can connect this substation to this power transformer here. That wouldn't be a bad idea to do so. We can even connect these two, one here, one here. Let's do that, why not? So let's try to pass wiring. Probably the easiest place to pass wiring is here. Yep, most likely. Here next to the street behind these buildings. Yep, probably the most convenient and even the best looking place to do so. Probably the old wires were there as well on the same place, but never mind. Looks good, makes everybody happy, and wax. Okay, let's bring it next to this one. Yeah, let's bring it as much as further away from the city and streets as possible. Ah, there it goes. So probably we will have power there. Let's check that right now out, just to see, to make sure. Yes, power, we have power, good. Let's check these other places. Do they have power? Do you have power, guys? Yeah, you should have power, so. Yep, you do. Good. So I hope we're not going to have like power hiccups and blackouts anymore, because we really transform and reform lots of things. Do you have power? Yeah. So look what I was talking about. So easily, when you have few trains on this power line, railroad electric connection, they easily draw more than 2.2 megawatts, which this wire can pass through. So connecting them with a 2 or even 3 sources, 3 different, let's say 3 different sources with these wires, like from 3 different transformers, not via switch, because switch also gets 2.2 megawatts from this, from somewhere, medium power switch. Connecting this with 2 separate power sources, or even 3, is kind of a must if you want your trains to work well. Look at this one, 2.2. And that oscillates a little bit because as trains, let's say, brake, stop, and start going, accelerate, that power draw goes a little bit higher, a little bit lower, so it oscillates. But let's, for example, let's start again. Okay, probably they're just going normal speed there, not accelerating or decelerating. It decreases a little bit, yes, but that's the thing I was talking about. I just want to check this, everything we already connected have a power, because it's kind of important to check it as we connect it, because we won't have to randomly check everything later. So let's connect this thing. Where should we lead the wires through? Well, maybe here, maybe even here. Probably here where they were. I think they were somewhere here. It's probably the best idea to pass them again there. Let's see, can they go there? Oh, they could, possibly. Well, works well for now. Really, man? Building in a way? Shit. How about now? Works good. So let's check right away. Does it have power? Yes, it does. Great. Okay. And everything that's connected to it, which you can see on this icon. Lots of these buildings, as you see, they draw actually whole megawatt. They should be having power. So let's check this one. It doesn't say no power, so it probably has power. And this kindergarten works normally now. It can have more children. It has power. You can see the voltage and everything. Okay, good. Let's see what else. What else do we have left to connect? Well, from this transformer we can't connect anything anymore, so we shouldn't be looking to connect anything here because no place anymore. This probably is going to be, well, let's distribute power right now because it's only one substation. And okay, can we connect it like, oh, can it work like that? If it can, that's awesome. And let's check on it right away. It has power, and probably it won't have any hiccups anymore. So these radio and TV stations use pretty lot of power. Yeah, half of megawatt, and about the same thing here. Well, that's probably it. That's probably the maximum they're going to draw, and they won't have blackouts anymore, which is really, really good. And also this here transformer is going to be used for the new part of the city that's going to be built somewhere here, so that's good as well. Let's see what else we have to connect. We do have lots of things throughout the city. We haven't connected everything for sure. Lots of things left. Let's connect this thing right away because this is like just easy thing to do. Maybe we can put the power lines here because here I'm not going to build anything next to this station of space. So if I build lines here, maybe something else is going to be there, so I have to break them later. That's where I'm putting things like that. Okay, good. Great. So let's check right away. Do you have power or not? Yes, you do. Very good. Okay. I'm checking things right away. Do they have power? Because it's actually harder to check it later. If you connect everything, you won't see anymore these triangles, so you won't see exactly where are these substations, and as you notice, they're not easy to see, to spot, and to find which one doesn't have power at that point. For example, where was the substation we connected? Here. You have to find it and click on it to check does it have power. That's something maybe developers can do. Maybe they can make some kind of map that shows electric grid and which parts of electric grid work, which parts don't. That's probably not very hard thing to make, but is going to make playing much easier. So that would be very helpful if developers can make some kind of a button similar to this, for example. So similar to this button here, view electrical connection, and it shows you connection with this substation. Well, dear developers, if you can make a button somewhere here in the main heads-up display, in main interface, where I can click and see complete electric connections and also see which buildings don't have power, which do, so I don't have to manually click to check. That would be great addition, thank you. So if you planned anything like that, please include it. It's going to be useful. It's going to be useful definitely for anybody playing. I should bring one connection to this trolley bus from here, probably. I mean, it's going to be much easier to bring it from there than from here, let's say. So, probably it's going to be difficult to bring it even from there. You know what, we might try that. Let's try to pass wires here. As you see, there probably were wires here before, so that's why they fit so easily. So this trolleybus can run, because as you see, lots of traffic jam is created because there is no power for trolley bus. We're going to fix it now. We're going to immediately fix it. Maybe that should have been fixed first, but we simply can't reach everything, everyone at the same time. You have to be content, be happy with what you have, and wait your turn. The government will address to your issues when it has time for you. It has much more important business than you. I'm kidding a little bit. Okay, so this was actually pretty easily brought. Yeah, as you see, we can just easily connect stuff. There it goes, great. Of course, let's check right away, do trolleybus have power or not? They do. And they don't use a lots of power, so we might not even have to connect it from another source. Kind of good. Okay, so this traffic jam is going to sort itself out soon. I hope so. Alright. So what else is left to be connected? Well, lots of things if you think about it. Okay, we can't really bring it from here. I might have connected with that transformer up there, but I don't know, I was thinking it would be better to use the space between the buildings here and connect it with this transformer here that's already kind of busy, so let's keep him even. Let's keep it even more busy. So, no, sorry. Let's keep it even more busy so we have this one up there more free and know which one is simply easier to use in future. This we have to break this thing. Can't really go as I expected. Maybe this. What about if I bring everything? If I bring everything here, maybe it's a better idea. Yep. Okay. Okay. I should maybe bring it here. And here maybe. That's it, a little bit better. Yep. So let's check that substation right away. Does it have a power or not? Yeah, it does. So it's quite busy. Lots of things are connected to it, but not as much as before. As you remember, this one had the hiccups before. This area used to lose power. Now, because we separated it a little bit better, because this line doesn't have any switches that lead left and right and draw power on their own, only this substation draws 1.3 megawatts and it's directly connected to this transformer, which has in itself 14 megawatts. So now it's much more comfortable to use everything. Look how many buses at once are going because of the traffic jam. Really? Wow. Wow, this one is like fully drawing power. No talk. But it's drawing so much power. Come on, man. What things are connected to you? Only houses and buildings. University itself draws a lot of power. Wow, wow, wow. I hope the things can work for you. This one is almost fully, let's say, loaded. But it still works. If it has problems, then I'm going to put here another substation and connect it with this here power transformer, completely different source. And then I hope that some buildings that have option to connect to two substations will use power for the less loaded one. So this is the solution I'm going to try to do if let's say we have a power hiccup here. For now we don't. Nothing else, nothing new will be, let's say, put to this substation, so hopefully it shouldn't have any more load. And it already has it. It loaded, it's almost 100%, but it's still manageable, it's still alright. Okay, so this transformer here is, well, it still has some connections left. Okay. Let's bring power. This one doesn't actually use a lot of power. Okay. Maybe we won't even have to connect it with another power source. I actually did not know that this substation draws so much. But hopefully I'm not going to add anything else to it. It still has stable 20 kilovolts. Everybody have stable power. for now it seems like it's fine. And maybe, let's say, this thing doesn't have two options on it, right? What about you? Really? Yeah, this one has two options. So maybe when I start power here, maybe the load will transfer a little bit there. So maybe it will be less loaded. Let's actually confirm the theory. Let's check that theory. So okay, let's connect this thing. Let's say let's here and here and then here maybe. Yep, it can work. Okay, can we? We can. I want to put this wire in some kind of a subtle way that they not, like, let's say, block any further construction, future construction of anything, which probably they won't block anything here. This kind of space is already pretty occupied. So that's why I'm just squeezing in these wires here, so I don't have to like cut them later, remove them and whatnot. Because probably I'm not going to move them anywhere else if I place them here. Well, okay. Right, there it goes. Okay, so two connections over there, one more over here, two more over here. There is one more, look at that. But that's we're kind of nearing the end of all of this power, let's say, reformation saga. Yeah, we already have kindergarten, laundry places here, so will we have to place wires somewhere? If they take some empty space, they have to. Sorry. Is it connected? We'll see. Alright. Then let's bring this one. Okay, let's bring it from here then. Yep. Alright, so let's connect you. And you. To check, do you have powers first? Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, move on the side a little bit. Huh. can't put you anywhere here. Oh, I can. Good. We need more space. Well, let's first build you. There he goes. There he goes. Really, man? We do require some special conditions, whatever. There he goes. You're happy now. Didn't know that these wires are so allergic to one another. They really don't like when you place them near one another. Look. Okay. So this one here and this one here should be having a power now. Let's check that. Ah, there it is. This one is also fully loaded. What takes so much power? Oh. So some things we're not about to switch. Well, who could say? These things still might be a little, let's say, unloaded when we connect them with, when we connect this power source over there. So let's do that. That power source, and which one is the another one? This one here. Okay, good. So let's do these two connections. We brought them here, right? Where are they? Oh. Oh, there they are. Really? Okay. All right. So I suppose now you have a little bit less of the load, right? And as we connect this one here. Did we? No, we didn't somehow. Oh, there is a problem. Okay. That should not be a big problem to solve. There he goes. There it goes. So I hope part of the load is taken off from you. Yeah, it is. Not a big part of the load, maybe 0.2 megawatts, 0.1 something, about this much. But still good enough. Still good enough. Okay, great. So only one more guy haven't been connected, you. Okay, let's connect you. And I don't want to use switches because we render this thing pointless. We did this reform if we use switches. Yes, it does have a little bit more wires on some points sometimes, but it's not that of a big deal. When you think about it, it maybe even has less wires than it had before, so we're good. We should be good. Some of the wires that are problem, we can easily remove them. It's really not a big deal. So let's see. Do you have power now? Yeah, you do. There it is. Good boy. And let's see. Have you taken, let's say, part of the load on you? Okay. Where is the busy one? Ah, there it is. Yeah, maybe a little part. But still this power here is stable. So it seems that all city has a power. It's a deal time to check on that. So these guys, they have power. I hope it's stable. These guys, as you see, all of them have power. I don't want to connect a trolleybus with another power supply because it doesn't actually use a lot of power at all. Yep, so no need for it. It's connected directly to a transformer, high voltage transformer, so good. So it seems everybody have power, and it's much better than not everybody. Look, some of them don't. Ah! And I don't have many connections left. Okay, I'm sorry. So no power here, right? Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, even shops are going to have problem working without power. Well, I hope this is going to be sorted out now. I have to give him one of these connections from here. Wow. Lots of connections that we have to connect yet. I didn't know there were so many. Maybe we can give you delivery of power from here. How about that? Just deliver it straight away. There it goes. So you should be having power now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, lots of people are waiting in the shop because we didn't have power for some time. And no service could serve the same amount of people as before. And that made a problem with lots of people waiting for lots of things that should be cleared out soon, I hope. Nobody escaped though. Wow. Okay, these people were loyal subjects. Thank you. As a thanks, I fixed power for you and everything works. Everything came back to normal. Alright, so let's connect this here. What do we have left? This here, let's say industrial area. This the whole industrial area still isn't operational because we have to bring oil here from the new, let's say, pump field we're going to exploit. We already have set it up but haven't built it. This one here. We're going to bring oil from there. And we have to bring wood and gravel, and so it's going to take it's going to take some time. Okay, it seems that all power lines are connected as far as I could notice. Only this one hasn't. Everything in the city has power, as you see. So just industrial area left. And of course this here. And I'm just worried a little bit because I don't see any alternative power transformer for this. You know, for the two sources of power and stuff. Maybe this one. Yep. This one have to be used for it. I'm building these wires next to already these big wires because I don't want to spread them around, like put them here. They're going to just be a problem when we have to make something else there. So that's why I'm following this line of already used space for this power line. So from one source on this side and from one on this side, and I think that's going to be good. Oh, really? Sharp angle. How about now? Barely broke bricks, okay. Okay, nothing here to connect with it. Here, let's bring it somewhat here. Yep, good. Okay. Does it work? Let's see. Huh. Not really. Dear, what's wrong with you? Okay, well, when the electric power starts working, I guess everything will be good then. Something's off. Maybe that's the thing about 14 megawatts I've been talking about. As you see, for some reason this part here doesn't even have a power supply. Is it overloaded or what? Huh. So what's happening there with you? Maybe simply we don't have enough power, huh? We will check that when our big power station starts working. As you see, it doesn't really work on a full capacity. Maybe simply there is not enough power for everybody. Yeah, it's probably issue with power already used. I mean, like, people do use quite a lot of megawatts. Okay, we will look into it later. Probably because not all power stations are working yet. Yep, it probably was workers in this power station. Let's check again. 20 workers, 20 workers. And how do we stand with power? Yep, full power, so it was the working capacity. Okay. So that wasn't a big problem. When two more power stations starts working, this huge one and this small one, that we're never gonna have a problem with that, I hope. Oh yeah, what is still unconnected? So you have two connections, you do. Off with you then. Here everything is connected. Yeah, so only these two here. Power substations. Okay. Should be easy peasy. Here goes. Here goes. No, don't break any important buildings. Well, I suppose we're gonna have to bring you from here. Okay. This won't work. But this surely will. Really? What crossing, man? Are you insane or something? Good. This is good. Do you have power? Yeah, good. Oof, only one more left and we are done with the power reform. I honestly was afraid that it's going to be a little bit even harder than this, but it wasn't that bad. And fixing all of this thing and explaining all of that to you was actually felt good as well. Hey, good. Power? No, this guy has no power for some reason. You? Oh, yeah, well, it has no power when I connected it with the completely wrong thing. Okay, my focus is kind of losing it. Because this took a long time. I'm getting tired a little bit. You have to go here, dude. Another path. No, don't break anything. And now it cannot work. We have to go there. Really, man? Why did you bring me there in the first place? Can it work? Where is the... Am I crazy? Yeah, it has power now. Okay, so everything's functioning. I wanted to, let's say, connect some roads here, maybe a little bit differently than before, because what's this? It can be connected clearly. Let's connect. I mean, why not? Here even better. Look at that. There it is. And this, we are going to use this part of the land where we have these transformers before for something smarter, for something better, some services, parking lots, car dealerships, whatever, some kind of new stuff. Much better. Okay, I hope nobody has a problem with power anymore. Lots of unemployed people too. They're going to have to wait to get to work. We can't enjoy culture. Well guys, what can I do now? Make you a cinema. You can enjoy culture, but you couldn't go to cinema. There's a problem now. Everybody will have to like satisfy these needs they couldn't for a brief moment. So, but what can I do? Improvement requires sacrifice, huh? Everybody have power here, right? Yeah. You have power? Yeah. Good, 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 good. What's wrong with mechanic components? You know what? You can stop exporting mechanic components for a little while. You know? Thank you. Because we don't have a lot of them, and we are going to need them soon. So let's stack them up a little bit. What's wrong? Do you make components? Yes, you are making components. Do you make steel? Yes, you are making steel. Is coal arriving? Yeah, it is arriving. It is working. Good. Is coal arriving here? Yes, it is. So it doesn't have a big storage. This guy here had much bigger storage. Maybe maker of the mode could improve that. And let's bring workers to these power plants. Oof, so how many people work where? 30 people? 48 people. and 20 people. Okay. And 80 people. Alright, so of course this large power plant is going to have a major share of workers, 50%. And everybody else the same, I suppose, huh? Fire station. Well, coal can have a little less because only 20 people can work there. Wood cutting post a little less too. Like this. Fire station 16, 10. Yeah, I think this ratio is just fine. So they can accommodate 80, 100 workers here. And 30, well, about 178 workers. So that's about 2 buses of workers. So even if we bring 4 buses here, that's going to be completely okay. And let's then do that. Should we bring 4 buses only from 2 stations or one from each? One from each sounds like a better idea. Here we have 4 and 4, 8 and 11 buses coming to workplaces. And here we have, let's check how many. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Really, only 7? You sure? No. 5, 6, 7, 8. And here we have 11. Maybe we can deliver like 2 buses from here and 2 buses from here. Why? Well, if people work in this area at this power plant, they want to have a regular, let's say, public transport there. So if I have like 4 buses, but from 4 different stations, everybody will be able to get to this place there. But how regularly are they going to be? How regularly are they going to be able to go there? That's the problem a little bit. That's the thing. So maybe it's better to build 2 buses from here, 2 buses from here, then 1 bus from each of these places, because they're not going to be so regular in that case. And this actually station is not really so is not really near, so but we should have a regular lines here. So 2 buses on 2 stations. I think that's enough. So let's buy some buses. It's probably going to be Carosa buses. Or we can add maybe 1 more of these smaller buses from here, just as possibility, but again, it's not going to be very regular, only 1 bus. So either we add here, either we add everywhere 2, or we add here only 2. That's it. Or maybe even from here, because we simply have more residents around there. That's not a bad idea if you think about it. Let's get a little bit of propaganda. Culture, education just a little bit. Yeah, 10% education. Enthusiasm for sport, just a tiny little bit. Anti-religious propaganda. Okay, I think we're good here. Culture, Soviet propaganda, education. Let's increase propaganda a little bit. Education, lower the alcohol preference, enthusiasm for sport, and so on. What about here? We can make a similar thing here. Yeah, like this a little bit. These numbers are constantly changing though, but yeah, satisfying everything in plus a little bit I think is good enough. And now look at the TV watches. We have growing number of, let's say, people watching TV because we don't have power hiccups here and TV works normally all the time. So these numbers keep growing, that's great. And 5,000 people have TV and we have only 500 viewers, so we We should have more, we have potential for more, and so on. Alright, so this is kind of okay. So even here, for example, we do have 8 buses, but from all 4 stations too. And we employ like 300 people, 350 people. And here it's less, it's 200 people, even less than that, 100 and 180, less than 200. So 8 buses is too much, but 4 buses is alright. So I'm going to bring some more buses from here. So not many workers are waiting there, let's be honest. So maybe buses from here or here. Well, maybe there's no need as well. So let's bring just some 4 buses from these 2 stations, 3 and 4, for people to come here. Maybe 2 more buses from here, maybe. But no need for so many buses, it's just like 200 workplaces. No need for 6 buses, that's almost 600 people. So let's just get 4 buses. And which ones can we get? Actually, we could get these 2. They're kind of slow. Not a very good idea. This station isn't near. It's far away. Yeah, it's pretty far away. So let's choose something fast, I suppose. Sorry, no Skodas. Even though I want to use them for something, well, let's be honest, nothing is near. Everything is far away, and that bus is pretty slow. Even here, this is far away as well. So let's just choose the furthest thing we've got, the fastest thing we've got. Of course, probably something white and red, because as you've noticed, we mostly use these white and red buses that are faster than 60 or something to transport workers. We can use maybe some of these. Hey, that's not a bad idea, because we can then make 52 people, 82 people. We can then connect these other 2 stations with these buses. That's not a bad idea, and they have same speed anyway, so even this is a good option. Not a bad idea as well. Seven people, 8 people, 7 people. This one is too slow. This one is quite faster after all, same as Karos. Or maybe Chowdar. I don't want to take blue bus for that. Same amount of passengers, a little higher speed. This one is decent option, but only 40 people. That's really not too much. So 4 these Carosas can transport 320 people here. I have to think it through a little bit, sorry. So as I calculated before, that's 100 workplaces, 130, 180. So capacity of twice as much as passengers coming, 180. That's about 360 people, 400 people. 400 people fits pretty well in 8 of these buses. 5 of these, 4 or 5 of these, that's 360, 400, 5 of these is like 430 something people. 4 of these buses is 320 people. But 8 of these, that's 400 people. 4, 200 workplaces. Yeah, I think this is good. So let's buy these LZ buses. We have none of these, so buying some of these I guess is okay. Having some, I like to have like a big variety of everything. I wanted to buy these because soon they're going to become obsolete, but they're only 65 and this place isn't really close. However, we already use Carosas that go 75 for these far destinations. I think this one is also okay. Let's take 8 of these and distribute them to all 4 stations. That's a good idea. 400 people 200 workplaces. I think that's a good match. 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Maybe that wasn't the best option, but it's... I feel for me it's a little bit more acceptable that these guys can go to their place to work, but these guys can also go there, because I sometimes feel lots of people are waiting there. So some more workplaces should be available from here. So I think this is a good compromise. And also we have only 200 jobs available here, so bus full of 80 people at once might not be a good idea, but a little smaller buses might be better idea logistically. So let's put it that way. Let's set this bus from here to here. There it goes. And of course, only workers, nobody else, really nobody else. Workers of any kind, educated, uneducated, whatever, but workers. That's it. Yeah. And your schedule will be used by your colleague over here. So I think you can move, you can get to work. Okay. You can go from here to here. Only workers, of course. Only workers, of course. And copy that schedule to the bus number 4. That's it. And you can start going. There it goes. One, two, three, four. This here. You're going to go from here to here. Of course, only workers. Only workers. And copy that schedule of yours to your colleague. Not him, but him. And yeah, you can start moving too. I don't want to move them together to one station. I'm going to make a little, let's say, time interval difference for that. So you're going to move from here to here. There it goes. Of course, transport only workers, like this, workers, and like this, and copy that little schedule to your colleague next to you. And I think we're good. So you can start going. Okay. Really? So it's easier for you to go from there? Okay. Whatever you like, man. It does seem a little bit easier now when we have roads like that. Okay. I think the other two guys can move. So start going. Start going. You can start moving. First batch of workers is coming. Yeah, full. That's great. And you can start going. So now this station here should have 8 buses associated with it, if everything will be done correct. 2 buses from each of the 4 stations we have. There it is. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very, very good. So we are going to have smaller batches of workers arriving at once, but more frequently, which probably is a better idea for everything to keep working constantly. Alright, good. So these guys are going to start working. Here we're going to add a truck that's going to transport logs, not here but here, and then forklifts are going to transport to this place. So we're going to do that as well a little later in the next episode actually. No firefighters, but you have vehicles. Firefighters are going to arrive soon probably. Buses are a little bit confused because of the refueling and stuff. Okay. Let's see the first batch of workers arriving there. Are they going to be quick? Well, as I told you, these places aren't really near, so near. Buses started going through here. Okay, but never mind. This station isn't really near. But where is the bus? Maybe that wasn't the outside bus, but I think it was. Did you guys started working? No? Oh, there is this guy. Yeah, that's the first guy, right? Yeah. Why is he going around so much? He could have just go there. Why is he so slow? Oh, he goes to refuel. I see. Well, that's why he was there. That's why he was busy a little bit. Well, we should fix that. I should add one more gas station somewhere here. That probably will be useful. I will do that. I will do that in this episode so I don't forget later. Only one guy there? Really? Are you full? Maybe that guy wasn't full of workers. Probably he wasn't. Yep, he wasn't. For whatever reason. That's more like it. More buses are kind of arriving all the time. Good. There is the power. Oh, great. And coal is coming. It is coming constantly. That's cool. Is it emptying here too quickly? No, doesn't seem so. If it is emptying too quickly, I'm just going to slow down brick production. And we are good. But still, this power plant doesn't take too much coal. I think we're going to be fine. Okay, so I hope power here is stable. Yep, 110 kilovolts looks very stable everywhere. That's the thing, even here on this end. Looks very stable. How stable it will be once we start selling it, I don't know. But we'll see. You're selling power on 4 different sides, 50 megawatts. So basically everything from here, almost everything we're selling. And these 3 power stations are making for us. Well, I think we're good. Why are you not making anything? I see, they're like not working or something. Are you connected with anything? You seem to be. Maybe they don't have to produce anything because the big boy is working. Yeah, they kind of all work on a minimal capacity. Okay, that means we should start selling something. Yep, we should start selling something. And let's start right away. Actually, that's going to be started in the next episode. This one is already too long, like a movie, hour and 25 or something. So, everybody, thank you for watching. As you see, we completely reformed all, let's say, power grid, everything. I really think it's much nicer now. It's much more easy to view and see what goes where, and easy to find a problem and fix it. Not everything is ideal. As you see, we still have a bunch of wires at some places, and we still have here a huge mess. But outside than that, everything is much more, let's say, much more, let's say, ordered. Power shortages are non-existent anymore. At least they shouldn't be. And even if they are, it's going to be easier to fix it in the future, and so on. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you like it, and like and subscribe if you like everything. Also, hit the bell notification icon as well. Leave a comment, and see you in the next episode. Look how bustling is our city. People are hurrying to play sports, they're hurrying to buy food, they're hurrying to do everything they couldn't do when they didn't have power. In the next episode, I'm going to add gas station here. I shouldn't forget it. I should buy people more cars, because we have only 160 cars in the city that has 25,000 people. That's not very good. Unemployment is rising, so we probably will deal with that in some way. Maybe it's because of the kindergartens. I will also take a look into it. Actually, not many people are without job. Not many people are waiting here. Well, okay, this is also might be an aftermath of these power shortages. People couldn't normally go to work and stuff. So might also be that. Alright, thank you. See you in the next one. Bye.